It is selfie time, and I am the wild woodman, and I shall now demonstrate the wild woodman fire kit. I have here an ordinary Altoids tin, and contained in this Altoids tin is one wild woodman fire kit. Let's open it and see what's inside. It's a traditional fire and flint and steel fire kit. Let's see what we have. There's some jute twine for tinder nesting material. Here is some more jute twine, rolled up tight so there's a good amount. I have a Georgetown flint. People seem to like the Georgetown flint. I have a Keokuk chert or flint, K-E-O-K-U-K. I like it just fine. I get some good sparks on it. I also have here a high carbon steel striker made from a Nicholson file. I have ground it all around so it will strike very well, works very well. I have here some char cloth, and underneath this tab we have a Fresnel magnifier, which is a small magnifying lens. Works very well, and you can see how it works there. I think you can see it anyway. And that is the contents of the Wild Woodman fire kit. Now about the Nicholson file. This one is a piece of a Nicholson file that's been broken off. It's 2 1/4 inches on the long side, less than that, about 2 inches or less on the short side. That's as big as I like for them to be, because I like to carry it with me. The Nicholson file is a high carbon steel. It has to be ground on the edges to work, which is not as easy as it sounds, and I grind it on the ends also so it won't cut you and such. When you strike a Nicholson file or any kind of carbon steel file, what you're doing is you're striking down on your flint, and you're actually, the flint is so hard, you're actually shaving a little bit of the metal off of the carbon steel, which when it hits the air it oxidizes and you have a spark. Now let's create a spark using this piece of Keokuk, K-E-O-K-U-K, chert or flint. Some call it chert. Have a sharp edge all around. I flint nap them that way to make them sharp. And we're going to strike down. I'm going to hold it at about a 45-degree angle, strike down, barely hitting the edge on my flint with the striker. Let's use the short side just to show you don't need much. Here we go. A little harder, a little harder, a little harder, and we start to get a spark. We can turn it around, have sparks all around, good sparks on the Keokuk flint. Now, since there are many who like what's called a Georgetown flint, this is a small piece, Georgetown chert or flint. It comes out of Texas. We're going to see what kind of spark we can get on the Georgetown. Here we go. Short side of the thing, just to show you it doesn't take much. Strike, hold it at 45-degree angle, strike a sharp edge, and there's the spark. I'm doing this in the daytime and not with a lot of light, so you don't see the sparks as well as they would be in a darker place. There's some good sparks. Now the char cloth is, this is a washcloth, 100% cotton washcloth. It was white, and I charred it, and that's why it's now black. I like for there to be a lot of little strings on the edge. It makes it strike better. When it hits one of those little strings, it will ignite. This is about a 1 1/2 inch by 2 inch piece. Let's tear it in half just to show you don't have to have much. And we got it torn in half. And I'm going to light that little piece of char cloth and cause an ember to place my char cloth as close, real close up to the edge of the sharp part of the flint, like that, and I'm going to strike it, and if a spark lands on one of those little strings, those little hairs, it should ignite. Let me put this where you can see it a little better, maybe. Here we go. And there's the burn. Notice, let me blow it. Let me make it where you can see it, fan it a little bit. And it'll burn quite a long time. I have a piece of, I like these flints. I can put that out, mash it with my striker, and I'm going to try it again. So what you need to do is, I'm going to turn it around a little bit. You need to practice. There's the burn, little bitty burn. It's lit. One strike. Let me put that piece out. See, we're going to practice a lot. Well, you need to practice when you do this stuff. Okay, let's try it on the Georgetown flint. And I got the same piece of char cloth here. Let's see what happens. There's a burn. Caught it on the back side there. See, this washcloth works very well. Some people like the denim, but beginners go with the washcloth, char cloth. And I have a glass of water here that I'm putting this in, because it'll burn a good little while now. Make sure you got it out before you leave it, because it'll burn for a long time. Let me drop it in my water and put it out. Now that I have dropped it in the water, it's if you'll notice there, you notice it's still burning. It'll float right there and burn for a good while. So make sure. And again, I use my steel striker. I will it down in there and make sure that thing's out, because you don't want to be leaving fire around the house. And I'm doing this inside. I have a big old drop cloth on the floor where I won't get anything messing anything up. I have some jute twine. I've threaded it up a little bit. Notice I got some full strings in there. If you just have it just completely fluff, it'll burn up too fast if it's just nothing but complete fluff. So I have that to make my nesting material. I have my magnifier. I have a piece of char cloth. I believe this is 100% cotton t-shirt material, and so I'm going to focus a beam on this char cloth with the magnifier, and we'll see if we can start the fire. Okay, magnifier, char cloth. Let me sit that down there. There's my beam. It lit. It's so bright sun out here, it doesn't take but a second. So it is lit, but I couldn't see it, because it only takes a second with that magnifier. Now, let's put this char cloth, ooh, it's about to burn me, inside this material. Let's see if it'll light. You want to blow across, not down, because it'll set your face on fire. And there's the fire. Okay, let's start a fire with a magnifying glass. Here's I threaded up a little newspaper, put it in here, made it like a ladle sort of. And I have my piece of char cloth. I think this is t-shirt material, 100% cotton, of course. And let me put this down. I have here my magnifier. The sun is so bright out here, I'm not going to be able to see it light, I don't think, on this, but it only takes a second. So let's focus a beam on this char cloth. There's a beam, and there's the light. It's lit. Now, maybe you can see it. Let me see if I can make you see it. Now let's put it in this here thing and see if we can make it light up in that little nest thing that I got. I just jammed it down in there. I need to fan it with something. Just to show you it'll work fanning it, hopefully. Let me get something over here. If you blow it, you want to blow. You want to blow down, across it, not down. It'll set your face on fire. There's my fire, lit with the newspaper. I had a bowl of water over here. I put my fire in. There we go. I got it burning there. And that is, it will light with, you can crumple up some pine straw, leaves, all sorts of things, and it only takes a second to light a char cloth with the magnifier. And so comes to a close the contents, demonstration, and instructional video, the Wild Woodman Fire Kit. The Wild Woodman Fire Kit is a traditional fire kit. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I am the Wild Woodman saying goodbye, good luck, and remember, if you play with fire, you will eventually get burnt. Thank you. The end.